So let's stay here. Right, so as far as you can go, pretty much. I think that's not long enough. No, I think that worked. I don't see it though. Is it down there? What happened to it? I think it fell down. I'm not sure actually. It did disappear. It's not in my inventory anymore, so I don't suppose it fell through the world though. I guess it's possible. Hello fellow survivors and welcome back to Stalker here in the Long Dark, my little holiday resort where I just relax and play some easier difficulties. In this case Stalker. We are here in Timberwolf Mountain. It's been a little while, but what we did last time was to go up to the summit, take everything down, dump it all here, and we basically have a storage of a bunch of stuff here in Timberwolf Mountain, or Mountaineer's Hut rather. And there's a question now of what to do next. So the plan for this run is really to go to Ash Canyon. And in fact, I don't have the backpack, the technical backpack. So I can't carry a bunch of extra stuff. And that's nice to have, you know. It's nice to be able to carry more stuff. So I'm very tempted to go there. But we are going to go there and set up shop and just hang out in Ash Canyon for a while. And in the last video I talked about maybe what I should do instead of going there right away is to go back up the summit, get the rest of the loot, and then come back down here. And we might do that actually. There's also one thing I didn't do while I was up there was I didn't attach a rope to create a shortcut to come back later. I mean, I did attach one rope, but not the one I'm thinking of, the one that's up this river here. So I was thinking maybe we could do that. It's still early in the morning. It's not particularly cold out here, so we'll be fine. It's all looking good. So I think we might do that. But before we do that, we need to do a little bit of inventory management because we'll be carrying too much stuff. So let's see what I can leave behind here if I'm going to go up the summit again. Also, this is recorded still on DLC part 5. When part 6 happens, maybe we can redecorate this place, huh? Get rid of some of these beds, make some more storage solutions and what have you. For now though, we're stuck with this. Maybe you can fix the roof. I mean, you can do that. I can make this as a tutorial to do it, but yeah. Anyway, first things first, let's have a drink. Let's see what I can just dump here. Let's dump something on the bed maybe. You can climb onto the bed like this. Okay, so what am I carrying that I can get rid of? We don't need to carry... What's my fire skill level? 2, okay. Let's drop this wood. I don't need all of this, but I guess we can drop some stuff here. Gold, we might need that, who knows. Carrying a bunch of food there. We don't need to carry all this food. Let's drop all the heavy food. The MRE, maple. Yeah, all of this stuff. So many herbal teas, wow. We don't need to carry any of this stuff actually either. We'll carry the energy bars. And then we have a bunch of stuff here, so many bullets and things too. We're going to drop more than we need really. I might take the hacksaw with me. I'm not going to take the pry bar, we won't be needing that. Hatchet, I might leave the hatchet too, just because it's heavy. We'll leave the cooking skillet. No, we'll leave the pot, but not the skillet. We can leave... we'll take the hacksaw with us, yeah. Guess that's it for now. But here, yeah, okay, well, lighter at least. Probably drop something more though. Maybe... I might not take the rifle, because I don't think I'll be needing it. Probably not. We have the revolver. So let's just leave the rifle as well. along with any bullets I might have. I don't actually have that many bullets. Yeah, I'll take the revolver. Okay, so now we're much lighter, much lighter. This should be fine. Leave that here on the bed. So I think what we're going to do now is, let's also have a little bit of food just to make this easier. I think we will head to the summit, but we're going to do it via the area that might have the bunker. I haven't checked the bunker, so maybe I should go check to see if that bunker has anything useful in it, and then we can go back up to the summit. So let's just do that. Let's make a little trip. I have a revolver, I have a flare gun. We're fine weapons wise. Okay, let's go for a little walk. It's nice and warm, we're not cold. That's Stalker for you. We got good gear already. I don't really need to worry about warmth at all. This is great. We could go via ravine actually and check what there is there, but then I have to open the containers. I want to open the containers at a different time. So I want to set up shop here in Timberwolf Mountain at a different time. Right now I'm gonna basically get all the stuff down from the summit, and then once we've done that, we'll come back here. We'll go to Ash Canyon, stay there for a while, and then when I decide to come back to Timberwolf Mountain, we'll set up a base here and just loot everything else in the region. The problem, well, not a problem, but it's a luxury really, is that in Timberwolf Mountain there is so much loot. It's ridiculous how much loot there is on lower difficulties, as in Stalker and below. There's just so much of it, because in addition to the Mountaineer's Hut and that, of course there's some loot there. There's a bunker which could be have loot in it, but let's say the bunker has no loot in it. The summit has so much stuff. You can't even take it all down in one trip. You kind of have to take 2 trips. And then in addition, there's all these containers spread around the area. About half of those containers are not there in Interloper. So it's about, yeah, it's about, how many are there? There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10. Might be 10 containers. There's a lot of containers. And that means more loot. Then there's loot in the caves. There's loot spread around. There's also like a lot of hunting to be done here. There's so much stuff in this area that it takes a while to comb through everything. So yeah, this is just an area that it takes a while to comb it, not because it's necessarily bigger than other regions or even has more locations than other regions. It's just that the locations that do exist have so much loot in them. And I could open them right now, but then I am dragging it up to the summit and I don't want to do that. So I'm instead going to basically do a little walk here to the summit. Then I'm going to take what I can back down. And then we'll go, then I'll go to Ash Canyon, I think. But I'm going to check for the bunker, which is on the other side. I've only been to this bunker like once, so forgive me if I don't find it on the first try. But it is around here somewhere. Can I map this actually? It seems to be clearing up. Let's just see. Yeah, that's good. Nice to do some mapping as well. Get as good a map as possible. Nice clean map. If you haven't been, if you're new to this series, if you haven't seen the other ones, I recommend checking out episode 1 and watching the whole thing, but you don't have to, because it's not like a continuous series in the sense that you have to watch the other ones to know what's going on. You can just hop into this one and think of it as a run that started with me having a bunch of loot, the best loot in the game almost, and then I'm just heading around doing stuff. But if you're not familiar with the series, then we started out in Desolation Point, and I pretty much just stayed in Desolation Point for quite a while. I think 20 days or so. I just stayed there from after spawning and just hung out there. And then I decided, let's get this backpack. And if we're getting backpack, we might as well stay in Ash Canyon. So the bunker, I think, is around there, like right up there. You just barely can't see it, but I think it's up there. Let's go check that out. If you ever need a tutorial on things like bunker locations or other things, I have multiple tutorials on my channel, but there are other creators who have made great tutorials about things like bunker location, fishing, cooking recipes, hunting, and what have you. And you can go to my Discord, which is in the description, and in the Discord we have a channel called TLD Guides, where we post all the guides we can find that are useful and that has good information, that isn't walkthroughs, just like guides. And you can find almost anything you want there. By the way, if you ever need to map Timberwolf Mountain and you can't figure out what you're missing, it's not unlikely that you're missing that area right there. This area. Because that area is called like Echo West or Echo South or something. So there is a path that leads up there from next to the bear cave, or maybe it's this peak I'm talking about. I can't remember. One of the two peaks. I almost never go there. I think it's this one. You can see this lichen up there. That's like, it's a little pathway next to the slope down. I think actually you can go up to both now that I think about it. Yeah, there should be a slope like around here. It takes you up here, and there's a little ledge with a backpack or something up there. I think that's where it is. I've only gone there like twice in my life. I only really go there to map. And if you're missing an area in Timberwolf Mountain, it's very likely that's the area you're missing. Okay, I think it's up here, if I remember correctly. I think this is where the bunker is. Let's see what we got here. Was it up here? I think it was up here. There it is. Yeah, here's the bunker. So this is a Timberwolf Mountain bunker. You can see it from down here, which is the ravine entrance. You just barely can't see it from the bridge, but you can see this before. Okay, let's map this too. This is where it is relative to the everything, as you can see. There's the Echo Ravine. Let's see what we got in here then. What is in here? Is it full? Is it empty? And it is empty, it seems. So on Stalker there should be 3 bunkers that are stocked with stuff that has loot in it. And so far I think I only checked 1 or 2 bunkers, I think. So we haven't checked many. Full scarf, I guess we'll take it. But even though they're empty, you'll find little bits and bobs like that, you know, scarf and that sort of thing. But 3 of them will be stocked. Okay. Let's head back out. Okay. Let's get up to deer clearing. Tempting to grab those crates at deer clearing, but we're not going to do that. We'll probably grab those when we come back from Ash Canyon. It is possible to goat up to deer clearing, by the way, using these ledges here, but I don't think we're going to do that. We'll do it vanilla style for now anyway. I was tempted to take the void route up here, but we're just doing it the straightforward way today. We're going to go the vanilla route. Nice weather as well. I'm going to come back and loot all these containers another time. So after you have played games or modes like Misery for a while, then everything becomes much easier. So the last episode in this series, I think, was recorded before Misery was released. Maybe I knew about Misery, but I'm not sure. And I was a playtester for Misery, so I played it before it came out as well. And I'm an Interloper player. I really like Interloper. It's a perfect difficulty for me. It's balanced, it's hard, it's brutal, but manageable. While other difficulties where they make things extra brutal, including Misery, are fun, but I appreciate it being slightly easier than Misery. So Misery is a good difficulty. I really like it. I really was privileged to be part of the testing process for it, and I also feel like my feedback mattered. They changed the difficulty as a result of my feedback. But even though I like the difficulty, the fact that you cannot recover health, for example, makes it not just very difficult, but it sort of penalizes your exploration aspect. It means you cannot really explore. You're just focusing purely on survival, and that takes an aspect out of the game away from me, which I don't really like. On Interloper, things are difficult and brutal and all that stuff. It's a difficult game or mode, but you can still recover health. You can still recover if you are prepared, have contingencies, have backups, have a plan, and you're prepared. You can recover on Interloper no matter what happens, you know. So you can still explore in that case. So I'm an Interloper player, but sometimes it's nice to take a little vacation from the harder difficulties and play Stalker. As you can see now, I'm walking around. It's, you know, wind and snow, and I'm not even cold. In fact, it's 4 degrees. I'm pretty warm, and I don't have to worry about lighting a fire. I don't have to worry about my resources very much. I can just walk around. It's pretty easy going. And also, of course, there are certain things that on Stalker that you do not have on Interloper. Some of the gear I'm wearing you cannot get on Interloper. You can't get a revolver on Interloper or those rifles. There are some extra layers of options and extra things to do that you just don't get on Interloper. That's fun to sometimes go in. Let me see if I left anything here. I don't think I did. I don't think I even mapped this. Did I map this? No, I mapped the other cave. I can map this though. I don't think I need to pick up this coal. It's not really an issue here. Alright, I hope I have enough energy to climb this rope up to the pre-summit, so to speak. I think I will. Burdock tea, okay. We're just gonna head straight up there, I think. We could take the shortcut, but nah, let's do it straightforward. Sometimes it's nice to play some Stalker, just to take it a bit easier. You got more loot, you got easier environment, damage is more forgiving, you know, the wolves don't do as much damage. There are more wolves though. One of the few things that's actually worse on Stalker than Interloper are the wolves. There's more wolves on Stalker than Interloper. It's just that they don't do as much damage. You're unlikely to die to a wolf attack on Stalker if you're full health. On Interloper you can. Even if you are full health, like on my Interloper runs, there has been a few occasions where I've been really high health, like 70-80%. Decent gear, maybe not the best gear, but pretty good. And then suddenly this wolf just like destroys me. The reason that happens, by the way, that wolf attacks vary tremendously. There's a video you can see by a user called Bashrobe. He will outline it in much more detail than I do. Bashrobe is a YouTuber. He's very good, but he makes sort of detailed breakdowns of things. Like he will give you the exact numbers, like it does X amount of damage, or the wind works like this, like precise details. I don't really do that because that requires delving into the game engine and figuring out coding and all the details of things, which I'm personally not interested in doing. You know, I prefer instead learning the game through playing the game for the most part. That being said though, I don't really mind that other people do it. I mean, I don't really mind learning things from other people's adventures into the coding of the game. I just don't sit and take meticulous notes. But anyway, here's a shortcut. We're going to take this shortcut up here to avoid this wolf. And I attached the rope over there. Here's that wolf. I'm going to avoid that wolf by going up here. But yeah, when you enter wolf struggle, it basically does a certain amount of damage per second. And then there are actions that happen that the wolf does to you effectively through the struggle. A struggle can just end. It's kind of like little ticks through the struggle, which can do bleed damage or extra damage to you, or can end the struggle and all sorts of things. And sometimes you just get unlucky in a wolf struggle, and basically the wolf rolls the die that deals extra damage to you like multiple times in a row. It's like sometimes you enter a wolf struggle, and in a second the wolf struggle is over. You just instantly win the struggle. That's because you basically threw a die or a pair of dice, and they came up 6s and you won instantly. And like, oh great, you know. But then next time you did the opposite thing happened, and you rolled a 1 several times in a row, and the wolf just dealt so much damage. So I've been in some situations in Interloper, that doesn't happen often, but I've maybe 2 or 3 times where I've been in a wolf struggle with almost full health, or at least 70 plus, and fairly good gear, and then the wolf just destroys me, you know, like even though everything is going well, it just does so much damage. And that's just because of the nature of the randomness of the struggle. So that's why that happens. That's why sometimes you basically, the immersion way of thinking about it is that when a wolf does a ton of damage to you in a struggle, you can just think of it that wolf was an extra strong wolf. That was an alpha wolf, you know? But if it was one that you won instantly, it was a weak wolf, you know? So that's how you could look at it if you want some immersion in it. There's the bear, he's out. Hello there, Mr. Bear. We're going to take this shortcut up, which I don't know if I've ever used this in my life. We are going to use it now. We are a bit tired though, but I'm just going to get up on this ledge. I'll drink a coffee or something, be fine. So this was the rope I attached when I was there earlier in the last episode. And this creates a shortcut, so I don't have to go around where the bear is or up the other rope. I can just go straight up here, which is great. And actually, because I have crampons, I might actually be able to do this in one go. You can see. As long as I have a climbing meter, I should be able to climb, even if my fatigue is 0. I'm going to take a little break though, regardless. But yeah, wolf struggles will vary in how much damage they do, and there's reasons for that. But yeah, the way I just think of it, even though it's not technically true, is that when I take a lot of damage, I just think that was a strong wolf. That was a really strong wolf. And when it was a weak, when I just win instantly, it's like, oh, I just think I was lucky, or that was a weak wolf, you know. That's the thing, like every game, including the Long Dark, has hidden coding mechanics to it. And you don't need to know those things to enjoy the game. You don't need to know it. You just play it however you want, and then you can add realism on top of it if you want. So for example, weak wolves or strong wolves and sort of stuff. Yeah, but on Stalker, if I enter a struggle, even with mediocre gear, it's unlikely I'm going to die if I have full health, because the wolf probably won't do enough damage by the time the struggle is over. That's my guess, at least. And when I have been in full struggle on Stalker, I usually don't die. You can survive easily 3 struggles in a row on Stalker and not die, provided your gear is okay. If you have the Cougar Claw, which I assume most of you don't, most people playing on Stalker and watching this, I assume you do not have the Cougar Claw. The Cougar Claw is this one. It's like a super knife. And while I haven't tested it in detail, when I did have it on my early access run, it was very good in struggles. I had like mediocre Stalker gear, and I just ran into 4 wolves, and I won 4 wolf struggles without dying. With that knife, it was very, very good. It is still in the game, but the only reason this is in the game is because there were some people that killed the cougar before it was removed, and they were allowed to keep the reward. I have one run that has this in it, but that's like a test run, so it doesn't count. However, it's very likely when they bring the cougar back. So as of this video, the cougar is out of the game. The cougar is not in the game. They removed it. But in roughly a month from this video, or a month and a half from this video, December 2024 somewhere, they bring the cougar back. And even though the cougar is being changed, the rewards are probably going to be the same. So this claw can be then reacquired, most likely. That's basically what's going to happen, I think. That's why it's still in the game. So if you have that one, you're even more likely to win a struggle. Okay, I'm going to drink this Go Energy drink here. I'm going to climb up this rope. That's another thing that's great with Stalker. You have Go Energy drinks, which you don't have an Interloper. An Interloper, if I was in this situation and need to get up here, I would have to either use a stim, or of course I just sleep it all off. So it's using a stim for climbing is something I try not to do. I used to do it when I was a newer player. I used stims all the time to climb ropes. It was very common in the beginning of an interlope run especially. But now I don't do it unless I have to. In Sundered Pass I ended up doing it twice on an interlope run, but usually I don't. So it's nice to go energy drinks. They're like light stims. That's very nice. By the way, if you can hear someone in the background, it's my wife. She's playing Overwatch in the other room, and sometimes she plays with friends and they have a good time. So if you hear that, that's Elentia. I don't remember if I left anything in this cave. I assume I didn't, but let's just have a look. That was quite a quick journey, I must say. Didn't take me very long to get back up here, even just walking. But I do want to go back down. I would like ideally to take the other route back now, if I can, because I do want to attach this rope right here. I had forgotten about. Yeah,
come in handy.
Will come in handy. All right. I would like to take that. I wonder if I can drop it off the ledge. I'm just going to try that. This is a tactic that can be done. I never used it myself, but it can be done that you drop things off the ledge. You just have to be right on the ledge to do it, like as far off as you can go, probably, more or less. And then you drop items and it actually falls to the bottom. Let's just try that, because if I can drop it here, that will be good. Let's just see here. Remember not to auto walk off the ledge here. So let's stay here. Right, so as far as you can go, pretty much. I think that's not long enough. No, I think that worked. I don't see it though. Is it down there? What happened to it? I think it fell down. I'm not sure actually. It did disappear. It's not in my inventory anymore, so I don't suppose it fell through the world though. I guess it's possible. But we'll find out. Hopefully it didn't go through the world. If it did, there's another rope I think in the plane. But that's the headache from the thing. I'm gonna sleep here actually.
It hurts so much
because I'm exhausted. There's no point being slow. Let's just sleep this off. We're nice and warm. We're in a cave. We should be fine. Just sleeping this off pretty much. Okay. And here it's 16 degrees, so we're very warm here. Food. I'm gonna use these energy bars as food. Nice and light travel food, you know. Let's eat that. I don't really have much water. I kind of need to make more water, but it's okay. Let's sleep 12 hours here. Oh, before we do, let's map. There we are. Very nice. Oh, it started raining out there. There we are. Very nice. It's not quite morning though. Oh, actually, hold on 1 second. I actually forgot, I think, yeah. I like the music in this game. But I turned it off the other day to record footage for the trader for my campfire chat. So I forgot to put the music back on. Okay. Hey, we have an Aurora. How nice. There's no sound though. That's weird. It's bugged. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had an Aurora be silent before. Very neat. Look at that. Gorgeous. Look how strong that light is. That's beautiful. So nice. Look at that. I learned there's a word for this actually. I was attending a talk a few weeks ago about video games at work. There was this woman who researches narratives in video games, and it's called biophilia. I think that's what it was called, biophilia. That's when you have like, you feel kind of like one with nature, and in a video game it's applied in the sense that you take a moment to appreciate the beauty of the game. And that's what I'm doing now. So I think it was called biophilia. I think it's a term from Edward Wilson. There was some reason the Aurora noise is off. I know some players actually like having the Aurora noise off. They find it much better to play. Really, really nice Aurora. I like the sound of Aurora though. Here in Norway there was a massive Aurora a few weeks ago, but I missed it. It was where I lived, but it started when we were busy with the little one and putting him to bed and that. Then we just didn't look outside, and then it flared up again in the night when we were asleep. Let's map here. Yeah. Getting there. Alright, so let's check over here what we can take with us. Microphone. Alright, so what we got here? I don't have a flashlight, do I? I don't carry that around. No. We got a bunch of stuff here. Load of stuff. Can I take all of this with me is the question. I have a doubt that I can. Actually, why did I take hacksaw with me when I have hacksaws here? I'm not sure I can carry all of this in one go. Let's take what we can. Let's pick everything up that we can here. Let's see how heavy we are. How heavy are we after carrying all of this? Okay, we're already too heavy. I didn't see any... Is there a rope here? Let's just check here if there's a rope in here. Okay. No rope in there. How about in here? No rope in there either. Okay. I'm gonna pick up all of this and see what happens.
I could barely walk with this much gear.
How heavy is this? 63. Way too heavy. Check this one here too. There's the rope. That's the one. Okay, so way too heavy. We can obviously drop all the reclaimed wood. Only water. Yeah, the water's here. So I'm just too heavy is the problem. I can't even do it in one go. Even with ptarmigans, if I want to do that. 60 kilos. Look how slow I'm walking. I might have to... I think I have two options here. We can leave the rope here. Well, there's the wood. And take the other stuff down with us. Then we weigh 60. Maybe that's better. Let's eat the maple syrup. Okay, I might do that actually. I was going to take this rope and attach it, and who knows what happened to the other rope. Maybe I could go back and check though before I go to Ash Canyon just to see what happened. Maybe I could do that. Let's just see. Put this like extra rope on the summit, and also what should we call it? I forgot. Disappeared rope. Summit rope, if that makes sense. Alright, so I know what I'm going to do. We're going to take this down to our main base, because it was a bit heavier than I thought. And we're going to drop all that stuff there. Then we're going to go back up. What we're going to do is, on the way to Ash Canyon, we're going to take the other route. We're going to use the speedrun route, which is the one that goes off the beaten track. It goes out of bounds. And then when we do that, we're going to go and check on this rope that I dropped to see if it's there. And I'll attach it before we head into Ashcan. I think I'm going to do that. That's the plan. So let's get all of this stuff back to the base. We'll organize it later. It's nice to have it out of the summit. So now on the summit there's nothing for me anymore. I have the spray can, some wood, some scrap metal, and also the rope. So I don't really need to go back there unless I want to. We're definitely going to spray in here, by the way. Extremely likely. You can reset the spray timer by getting on a surface like this one. Basically, if there's a chance of getting a spray in after 10 seconds or something. I don't remember the exact details, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to drag all this stuff back. Still nice and warm. We can see fairly well. Do a map here, just to say I've done it. I know. Yeah, I used the last charcoal before the wind picks up. Yeah, didn't do much, but... And now we've done the summit, like properly done the summit. So I'm not worried about that. And I can safely return here whenever I want. And I have a bunch of stuff. I was a little bit lucky to not take damage there. I'm amazed I haven't gotten sprains yet. I mean, I am wearing crampons. Crampons will reduce your chance of a sprain. But still, this is a little lucky though still. I should have a sprain by now. Okay, let me just see. If I drop stuff... Okay, no decoys. And there's that sprain, thanks. That's alright though. Am I walking slower with the sprain? Seems like I am. Let me just see. Nah, it's the same. I'm gonna take a painkiller. Because when you have pain, the wind is just annoying to listen to. It goes in and out of zoom, zoom. You know, it's a bit annoying. So I'm gonna take it just for that. Okay, let's get all this back, and then if the saplings are cured, then we can also make the sled, which is nice. Is it a dead rabbit? I think it is. I think a wolf killed this rabbit. Well, I left it behind, I can't remember. Oh no, it's slow, because we have the wind against us. But I'm gonna just drag this out. This is probably going to be the only time for a while where I'm heavy like this. So, in the Lone Dark, you know, one thing we love is loot. And we always have too much of it, especially on lower difficulties. We have way too much stuff and we end up walking so slowly, right? But in my experience, there's only really 2 times you end up being really heavy like this. And that's pretty much... One is the beginning of a run before you decided where to put the base or reach your goal. The other one is when you loot the summit, which is what's happening now. That's why I'm so slow. This is especially the case on Interloper, because on Interloper you need to keep moving all the time. And you need to basically have a destination, which is basically a forge. You choose a forge depending on your spawn, usually Fallen Muskeg, maybe Desolation Point. And you want to set up a base somewhere either on the way to that forge or in the region that has the forge itself. So when you then spawn, regardless of where you spawn, you need to keep moving. You scrounge every single loot you can find, grab all the cattails, look for tools, and you go forging. And because you are in the process of moving, and you are still on the way to your destination where you're going to set up a base and or forge. In that stage of the game you tend to pick up a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff you don't need right then and there, but you're afraid you'll be forgetting it later. So you loot too much stuff and then you become heavy. So in my experience, when I play Interlope especially, and let's say I spawned in, well, let's say I spawned here in Timberwolf Mountain, and I go through Timberwolf Mountain and Pleasant Valley, and I want to set up a base in Mystery Lake and then go forge in Fallen Muskeg. It's very likely that by the time I get to Mystery Lake, I'm heavy, kind of like this. I'm dragging a bunch of stuff with me. And then I go to Trapper's or Camp Office and I dump everything there, and that's my base, and then I'm light and easy again. And that's basically how it goes. And then when I get to Summit, I might get heavy again because there's so much loot. Even on Interlope is quite a bit. Then you end up in these situations here where you walk very, very slowly. And that's okay. That's just how it is. That's just how it goes. I'll just narrate while I play like this. It's one of those things, it's like necessity. Would it be fast to take half of this and walk fast and then go around? Maybe, I don't think so though. But yeah, it's just one of those things. We all love our loot. It is possible to install a mod. I've forgotten the name of the mod. But there is a mod that allows you to manipulate your backpack, where you can carry basically as much as you want. I don't have the technical backpack yet, so I have plus 10 kilos carry capacity, but you can get plus 15. The most you can get in the game is plus 18. So if you have, this is big kilos, forgive me, I'm not that very good with the imperial system here, in pounds. But yeah, the default is 30 kilos. If you are well fed, you get plus 5 kilos. If you have the moose hide satchel, that's another 5 kilos. And if you have the technical backpack, that's another 5 kilos, that's 15. However, you can also eat a rabbit pie or a ptarmigan pie, and that will increase your carry capacity by 3 kilos. So then you're up to 18 kilos, so you can carry 48 kilos in your backpack. That's a lot. Those pies though only last for, I think it's 3 hours, and then they expire. So if you want to go a long distance like this and you need more than one pie, you just have to carry them on you, and because they are meat pies, they smell, so they do attract wolves. They don't smell a lot, but they do smell. I used to often carry just one of these pies around in case I suddenly needed a 3 kilo carry boost. The problem is that the wolves are more aggressive. Like, not massively, but they do detect you a lot easier just because you carry this stupid pie around. So instead, what I tend to do now is that if I know I'm going to travel far and I might need to carry more stuff, I usually bring the ingredients to make the pies instead, which is just flour and salt, I think. And then you can make them as you see fit. Of course, it only works if the ingredients weigh less than 3 kilos. So yeah, but it depends, of course. On Stalker, we have things like this revolver. Having a small scent, like a 1 stink line, not that big a deal, I guess. You just scare off the wolves or kill them with a revolver. But on Interlope, where you don't have that, where your main detergent is arrows or torches, pretty much, you don't really want it. On Interlope, you generally speaking want to not stink, so you don't attract predators at all. You can manage it, but it's just not really worth your time or resources. However, on Stalker, they're it's a bit more manageable. But there is a mod that allows you to manipulate the backpack. I've forgotten the name of it, but if you're interested in mods, which only work on PC, there is a Long Dark modding Discord and a modding page. You can find all of these things. I don't use any mods. I sometimes test mods that other people have made, like the new regions. There's new regions to the game that are made by modders. And I do have cinematic mods, mods I use to capture footage for videos, but they don't impact the gameplay. That's the only ones I have. But yeah, if you do want this backpack mod, just find it in the Discord. Or you can ask a YouTuber called Wheelchair Cutie. There's a YouTuber called Wheelchair Cutie. I'm pretty sure he has it installed, so he would know. Okay, so here we are back at base. Let's pick all this stuff up in a second too. But first, let's organize this a little bit better. So let's just stack some stuff here. Let's get rid of this crap. First, let's drop all our hacksaws, except for one. Carry the best one ourselves. Name the hatchet, carry the best one. And knives as well. I don't think I'm going to use the flashlight realistically. We can also leave the tools here. And all of the lanterns except for one. Alright, so there we are. A bunch of stuff.
I'm not sure I can
So let's stack this here. Just to have them out in the open. They shouldn't deteriorate. This basically counts as indoors, even though there's no loading screen. This is still indoors. And with the base building, or rather safe house customization that's coming, you should be able to customize this area. This is one of the exceptions. So the base house customization that's coming basically allows you to make your own base, so to speak, within an interior. And basically having a loading screen is the criteria for whether you're allowed to do it. But this one doesn't have a loading screen, and that's okay. Not sure why it's like glitching out like that, but there we are. There we are. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna pick all this stuff up again. Alright. I have another. I don't need the hammer where I'm going either. That's we don't need that. Let's refuel from the little fuel we had. The books. I might read the books, to be honest.
I might have to drop some gear.
Yeah, we'll drop some gear, don't worry. Yeah, we'll put that somewhere else. Okay, hatchet, we can put that here or something. Oops. Hammer we can put here. Right, and then here, we have a bunch of stuff. A lot of stuff. There's even more hatchets here. Okay, let's take that one out. Hacksaw as well. Knife, yeah, take that out too. Here's my bullets. And there's the bow. We don't need the bow at the moment. Let's put in, though, cloth. Or clothing, rather. Anything we don't need. We don't need any of this stuff for the moment, anyway. And we can put in... I don't really want to put in food here. I mean, we could, but I'm a bit worried it's going to disappear. I think I'm going to take all the food out and put it in the shelf here. Another storm lantern. I didn't realize there was another one. Yeah, so let's drop also another hatchet, another hacksaw, and the improvised knife. Can I put that here? Yeah, I can. There we are. And another hatchet. There we are. Nice table. Alright, so I'm going to put some food. I'm going to eat some food too, because I'm just going to eat the airline food, I think. I'm going to drag that around too much. Oh, that took a long time to eat. We can eat that, so let's drop our... we're carrying way too much teas. Let's drop that. Let's drop all our maple. Let's drop all our MREs. And let's drop... I'll probably eat this because it's kind of getting expired. Let's drop our crackers. And this excess coffee. We'll take the rest with us, I think, and eat that on the way. So, let's put that here. Don't really want to put it in the container in case it disappears when they expire. Some of these things don't expire though, but crackers are great. They don't give you food poisoning, and they last basically forever, and they're very light. Give you a ton of calories for their weight. Good traveling food. I'm not too worried about that now, though. Let's put all this here too. Maple, bunch of maple. All of that here. Let's put it next to each other here. Tide it better later. These, which there's a ton of. It looks like there's only like 10, but there's an absolute ton of it. Alright, saplings are not cured, but very close to being cured. We can just wait there to the next day, and then maybe make it or bring it. Let's see, there's another rope. Let's read a book while we wait. Level up some firearm. There we are, that's red. We can drop that here. We can read the sewing book too. Are there any other books? I don't think so. There's this one, but we're going to save that for later. And the fishing book too. We can read later. Let's have a drink. And let's read the next book for as long as we can, really. This will level up to ending level 2, which is good. I think we can read another 2 hours. I don't think we can read the last hour. Maybe, yeah, we might be able to finish it. Let's see. I think we can, actually. Yeah, we can. You give us mending level 2. There we are. Mending level 2. Perfect. Okay. Very nice. And then let's eat something, and then we pretty much sleep. Is there anything I need to repair clothing-wise? Not really. We could repair this, I guess. I think it's going to be too dark, though. It's the only problem. Let's eat something and sleep. Let's eat our airline food. Let's drink our summit soda as well. And drink this water. Okay, let's sleep. We're going to put 12 hours. It's going to be mark 11, but that's okay. Aurora. There we are. Nice scenery. Temperature -6. Alright, let me have a look here.
Looks like I survived another night.
One thing also, I want to be light. So this is 1.5, this is 3 kilos. Do I have a second expedition park in here? No. I don't. That would be nice to have. Because it's lighter than the wolf coat. But it is what it is. Oh well. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, okay, that one's almost cured. This will cure in like half a day. I'm wondering whether I should make the sled now. Do I have guts though is the only thing? I don't think I have guts. So I can't do that anyway. In that case, let's take the deer hide with us. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4 saplings. Let's do a little bit of a preparation now. Let's eat this granola bar. Let's get full stomach here. That's good enough. Just do some preparations here. So we have to craft the sled. Things at the bottom here. You need 1, 4, and 2. I thought I had guts. Do I not have guts? Should have gotten some guts then. Oh well. We can get that in Ash Canyon. That's fine. We'll leave the rest here. Now, what do we got in terms of ammunition and everything? Everything seems fine. We got 1 piece of cloth. Okay. Taking all this with us. Shell casings we could leave behind, but they don't really weigh anything. I think I'll just set up shop there instead. I think this all looks fine. I think we are good. Oh, no, we don't need... That we can put in here. We have too many bandages as well. The rest we can take, I think. And we have a lot of matches we don't need either, but they don't really weigh anything. We can leave the reclaimed wood behind, I suppose. We have coal, matches, and birch bark, and fire strike. I think we can leave the wood matches behind here. Alright. Now we're good. We still have 6 kilos to go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head to Ash Canyon. But I'm going to do it via this other route, which you shouldn't use. Hopefully it still works. It's an out-of-bounds route that you used for speedrunning purposes. I'm going to do it just for the sake of being different. And also to get to the rope climb faster. See what happened to that rope. Okay. To get there we have to go this way. And then you can see the void from there. I'll show you when we get there. It's been a while since I've done it though. I think it's been at least a year, if not 2 years since I've done this. So bear with when I do this. I'm gonna take it slow. One of the... There was some meat I could have eaten outside, but well. We need to go straight up here, and we're going to go out of bounds, and this allows us to bypass an area. The only issue is, I think the way you come out of the out of bounds is where there now is a cougar cave. Although I assume the cougar isn't there anymore, the cougar cave that is, since they removed it. So I'm not sure how that works, we'll see. But I'll show you what I mean. So it's basically up here, more or less where those crows are going. Okay, they vanished. Where those crows are going is where you can go out of bounds. You can go out of bounds in most maps. I don't tend to do it very often because I don't really care about it. It just, you know, there's a reason why the maps are the way they are, and I like to be immersed in the game as it is. But it does happen that I go out of bounds, mostly just to see if you can do it, and if there's any hidden areas. Sometimes you do find things like sticks and stuff like that. If you do find anything out of bounds, like a sapling or whatever, then it's likely intended you can go there. There's not many of those areas though. Most areas that are out of bounds are just somewhere you get via goating, and they serve no purpose. You can use a mod to get there anyway if you wanted to. But this is one. There are really just 2 out of bounds areas I occasionally use. But the one I use most often is in Winding River. There is an out of bounds area you can go through that allows you to go from the dam and to the cave on the other side of the map much faster. And it's not too difficult to do. You just kind of skip over some rocks and then you can go out of bounds and you're on the other side of the map. It's very easy. I only do that when I do speedruns or if I'm showcasing. So sometimes I will deliberately go out of bounds in a run just to show people how it's done, and then that's the only time. I have done that on Interloper and I'm doing it here now. Like basically saying, I don't usually take this route, I don't usually do this, but it is possible to do it, so let me just show you how it's done. The other one I have occasionally used is the one I'm doing now. I only done it once outside of a non-speedrun challenge. You have to go hug the wall until you get this slope and go up on this ledge, which is an intended ledge, and then it gets unintended from there on, unless they changed it. Up here. If you are interested in speedrunning The Long Dark, by the way, there is a community for that, and the best way to follow speedrunning is to go to a community called the Long Dark Gaming Community on Facebook. On Facebook there are 2 Long Dark groups. One is called the Long Dark Community, and the other one's called the Long Dark Gaming Community. And you want the second one. You want the one called Long Dark Gaming Community. That group is a bit smaller than the other one, but they have very nice people on there. Not saying the people in the other group are not nice, I'm just saying this group has very nice admins and that sort of thing. And they have leaderboards for survival runs, challenges, and speed runs. So it's a good group. I don't do speedruns a lot myself. I don't really care about the grinding about it to the time needed to get good at it, but I do occasionally try just for the fun of it. But if you want to see someone speedrun stuff in the long dark, there are people who do that, but I'm not really the one to watch. I do have some videos about it though. Okay, so you have to go on this ledge, and I think it is... Let's see, I don't think it's this ledge. I think it's this ledge over here. But now we're going to enter out of bounds territory. I think it's this one. It's been a while. I think it's here. Yeah, it must be this one. You go up here and then you crouch. You get here, up on this ledge. That's it. And then you go up here. Now we're already out of bounds, pretty much. Not meant to be here. And then you want to get up on top of this thing here. And now we're on top of this area here, where you're clearly not supposed to be. Isn't that nice? Okay, but we're going to go further. We're going to go up even higher. Just follow this wall pretty much. But eventually the game will lock us out. We can't go any further. See, now I'm actually walking on air. You can see I'm actually above. Not meant to go here pretty much. And eventually it'll block me off completely and I'll start falling down. You can do it like this though. Basically falling down an invisible wall there. Ow. You don't have to do it that way. I did it like a silly way. But yeah, as you can see, we have broken the game, kind of. We're not meant to go here. I'm gonna bandage this. I'll probably get more sprains, but let's just fix it. As you can see, we're behind the walls now, and you're not meant to go here. But this is an interesting place. I actually am thinking of setting up a base here on my interloper run, just for the fun of it. Because it is sheltered by wind also, to a certain degree anyway. And then this area over here is interesting, because now you can see the slopes of Timberwolf Mountain from this angle, and if you go over here, you get this very unusual sight. You can see the mountains in the distance, but it's more to it than that, unless I changed it. Let's have a look down here. You get to this ledge at the edge of the map, and you can see, it looks different today. You can see the void. Sometimes this is just like kind of staticky. The void of the long dark, the bottomless pit. Something happens if you jump into that. I won't tell you what it is though, we'll leave that for another time. But it triggers something. If you really want to know, you can just ask and people will tell you. So we're going to now going to follow this slope. I could run if I want, but I'm not going to. And if we follow the slopes of Timberwolf Mountain, we eventually end up at Eric's Falls. And that's how you bypass the entire rope climbing route. But as you can see, because I'm walking, it's not that much faster than going the other route that I did earlier this video, especially because in the other route I still have I put that rope up there, which meant I could bypass some of the route anyway, so it's not that much faster. But if you wanted to speedrun Hopeless Rescue, for example, then this route is faster, because you come out of Pleasant Valley, and instead of going all the way around the entire Timberwolf Mountain and then climb up, you can just go this way and you end up at Eric's Falls, and you save like a ton of hours. And that's how people have been able to do Hopeless Rescue in, I think the world record is like, I don't even remember, 14 hours or something. I don't remember. It's something ridiculous like that. I think it must be up here. It is possible to get up this slope. There you go. Oh. So yeah. But you don't need to do that to get a good time in Hopeless Rescue by any means. I like taking my time with it. So here we are, basically at the top of this slope as well. And now we have bypassed this. We're bypassing this rope here at the end of the river. So this river here, that's on my right. This leads down to the mountaineer's hut. That's what that does. But there's a rope over there. If you follow the river, there's a rope, and of course that will tire out, or you can go around the rope with that engine that's over there.
I don't feel so good.
No problem. But then if you keep following the river, you get to another rope, which is near the cave that leads to Blackrock Mountain. And that you cannot go up that rope unless you have attached it, which we haven't done. So I'm talking about, I'll show you in a second. I'm just gonna keep hugging this wall for a little bit. This is this is an unusual long dark adventure where you don't usually go places like this. It's kind of odd, and it's also, you can argue whether it's fun or not to do this. Some people do this all the time. And if you want to see where you can go out of bounds, there are some content creators who are very good at it. I think actually I've gone a bit too low here. Archimedes comes to mind. He's very good. Archimedes LP on YouTube. He's very good at exploring where you can go out of bounds. He's actually shown it's possible to goat up the ravine. You wouldn't believe that was possible, but goating down the ravine isn't very hard. It can be done pretty easily. I have a video on how to do it. You just have to be very careful where you do it, because otherwise you die. But you can actually go up the ravine as well, but that's very complicated, and that requires going out of bounds. Archimedes can show you how to do that. Okay, so let's take a moment here to appreciate where we are, right? So this here is the end of the river, and down here is the cave to Blackrock. That's what that is. If you're going in there, you end up in Blackrock. This river leads all the way down here, where there was the rope I just showed you, and the bear is usually underneath that rope. And right below me now is where the cougar den used to be. I don't know if that'll be there in the future, but when the cougar was in the game, that's where the cougar den was. And it's not there anymore, of course. And then over around there, you can actually see it very vaguely, but over there is a rope anchor, and the rope isn't attached. So the only way to get up there is to attach the rope. So you have to go all the way around, and the rope is actually found, you know, on this plateau or at the summit. So you have to go up there, grab the rope, go down and attach it to this rope anchor, and now you have a shortcut up to the summit. So next time you can just follow the river all the way up here, climb up this rope, climb up that rope, and climb up another one. So that's the way to get up to the summit in a much faster way. In practice, I've almost never used that rope, because once I've been to the summit, I don't usually return, and if I do return, I often return like hundreds of days later. But that's on Interlope. On Stalker and stuff, there's so much loot that you might return later. Also, we still have the Polaroid from there that I haven't done, so you might go back up there. You never know. So yeah, having that rope there gives you more access to Timberwolf Mountain. Timberwolf Mountain is interesting in that sense that it has a lot of rope anchors that don't have ropes on them. And if you attach ropes on them, you get access to things that are easier. Okay, and now I'll show you how to get back. So we're still out of bounds, but now we come on this slope here. And right here,
damn,
there is a wall we can just go through. This is actually where Fort Cougar Den is, but it's not here, I don't think. And here we are. And now we went through the wall. We came from here. And now we're back in the world. Was it here that the Cougar Den was? I don't think so. I think it was the lower level. Let's just check this guy over here. Hey, the Polaroid. Well, this is not the Summit Polaroid, it's the other one. That's like, you can kind of see it from here actually. It's right there. Right there. Allen's Peak or something it's called. But it's over there. It's not hard to get to. Okay, here's the wolf. So now we're in Eric's Falls. The plateau before the summit. Chuck this. Really need that, unless I'm hunting rabbits. And over there, behind the wolf, is Eric's Falls. The actual cave and the actual, Hey. Oh. Hello. As Eric's falls. I should be able to see it better from here. I'm gonna wait to fix my sprains until I'm closer to the the rope. Here's the rope bank I'm talking about, right there. So we need a rope for that shortcut, which is at the summit. There were 3 ropes on Stalker on the way up there. One I already used, one I dropped, and one is at the summit. Alright, so here we are. So this is the Eric's Fall Plateau. There's also some containers right there. More loot. Over there is a cave. The cave is perfectly safe and fine. And you can go there to rest up. Right, let's bandage our stuff. Using a bunch of bandages here, but it doesn't matter. I can always sleep in the cave coming up if I want to. Or I can make coffees or something. Might do that. Might climb up and then sleep for like 4 hours and then climb the summit. If I want to climb the summit, I might not want to. What I want to do is basically, I want to see what happened to that rope I left behind. But yeah, so that's the out of bounds route you can use. I call it the void route because I peeked over where you just saw bottomless pit. I call that area the void. The only purpose of doing it is to get to this area of the map easier. But you have to decide yourself whether you find that sort of stuff immersion breaking or not. I personally find it a little immersion breaking, so I'm not a big fan of doing it. And like I said, on runs like these, I generally speaking only do it to illustrate things, to showcase how it's done and how it exists. That's the main reason I do it. And then you just decide that there won't be many situations where you want to use it anyway. So, but it does exist. Okay, I'm going to sleep in here for at least 4 hours. And then we can continue. 6 hours would heal me all the way, but we're not going to do that. Let's see. Let's put 5 hours. Alright, let's go back outside. Let's also eat something. Actually, no, wait. Okay.
I would drink almost anything about now.
Okay, for some reason, sure footing was reapplied. What's that about? Okay, so early in the video, I dropped the rope down. And it disappeared. So either it's on the ground now, it's by the rope, or it glitched into the world. I wasn't out far enough, and it like fell into the into the rocks, and the rope itself is out of bounds. If it is, the only way to get it is to use a mod. Sometimes, though, I'll just say this: sometimes, when you lose items, they disappear into the ground or whatever, they do come back. It happens. I have lost arrows to the void, so to speak, where they glitched through the ground, like it bounced off the ice or whatever, and it glitched and fell through the ground. That has happened. And then they reappear, like, much later. And that's usually because it basically gets pumped out of the ground at some point. I think the game just looks and sees like, hey, especially when there's content patches, the game basically notices that, hey, this isn't supposed to be there. And then they push it back out of the ground. And look here, there's our rope. It worked. That's how you drop things off ledges. Yeah, so as you saw, I was all the way at the end of that ledge. So far I almost fell off. And then I dropped it. And here it is. So you can do that. Isn't that neat? We're going to go and attach this rope now. Now we have a rope over here. So we have a shortcut from this direction. And we have a shortcut on the other direction as well. Which is very nice. So now, in the future, I can enter the summit however I want, very easily. If I take the eastern route or come from Ash Canyon, I can use this rope over here to do a shortcut and get up here faster. if I come from Pleasant Valley or the Mountainous Hut, I can use the rope I'm going to touch now to get up faster that way. Either way, I have pretty much now unlocked the whole region. All the ropes are attached, all the shortcuts are enabled, and I can traverse the area as much as I want. And that's very nice, isn't it? Nice and neat. And then, of course, now that I have attached this, now that I'm going to attach this rope over here, I have no reason to go out of bounds again. Like, why would I do that when I can just use the rope instead? Unless I want to save energy. Now, there's multiple ways to go down now. We could just climb the rope down if you want to. We can also goat down. It's very easy. There's many areas you can do it. It's not hard to goat down from this plateau at all. But the easiest place is arguably over here. Because here there's a slope. And if you just go down this slope here, it's pretty straightforward. Like, really straightforward. They're now already down. Nice and neat. And that's it. Yeah. Pretty good. So we're gonna touch this rope, and then we have this area unlocked, and we can take the shortcut in the future if we want to. So at the summit now, the only thing left at the summit is, I believe, what was it? It was some wood, some scrap metal, and a rope, and also a spray can. And also I haven't broken all the boxes, but I don't think there's any more in those boxes. If I did want to return to the summit, say after Ash Canyon or something, I could drop by and grab it, but I don't need to. It's literally just misc stuff. Yeah. If for some reason need an extra rope. You can hear a wolf. Okay, well, here's the rope anchor. We're going to attach the rope here. I don't think there's any other rope anchors, any ropes in this region. There's a bunch of other rope anchors around, though. There's loads of ropes in this region. Alright, let's just attach this.
Mouth so dry.
There we are. Hurrah! Now we can climb the whole route. There's another container. 2 other containers down there as well. Actually, it might be just 1 and then a box. Yeah. And then black rocks over there. Very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, but we are leaving Timberwolf Mountain for now. We have done what we wanted here. We did the summit. We took what we wanted from the summit. We got the best gear we could. So I now have very good gear. Like, I have pretty strong stuff here. Enough to keep me warm. A load of bullets for the revolver. I have a rifle. I have flare gun and a bunch of other stuff. This is the wolf I shot, I assume. A lot of saplings here, by the way. Oh, there's 5 birch saplings over there. And there's a maple on my right. That's the wolf that I shot with my revolver. I guess I'll do this. I didn't take my arrows with me. I think you can find a bow in Ash Canyon. I think you can. Could be wrong about that. But if I need arrows, there are usually extra arrowheads in Angler's Den. But between the revolver and the rifle and the distress pistol, we don't need the bow. So it'll be fine. So yes, that's Timberwolf Mountain for you right there. So now we did almost 3 trips to the summit. We now have been to the summit, taken pretty much all of the loot down, left it in Mountainous Hut, and as you can see, it's excessive. Like, who needs 8 storm lanterns, you know? The hatchet and hacksaws, that's fine. You need good to have reserves of those in case they break. That's nice. There's tons of clothing, so if you're playing on lower difficulties and you ever wondered, should I go to the summit? Oh yes, you should. There's so much loot there. Good clothing, good weapons, good gear, good everything. So it's absolutely worth going there. You get so much loot, and also it sets you up for the rest of the run. If you go early or early-ish to the summit, you have really good gear that allows you to be way more comfortable throughout the rest of the zones, which is fantastic. So now, because I've done that, I don't have all the best gear in the game. Like if I look at, like, there are things better than this, so this can get even better. It depends though if I just want to go for the warmest thing, or that's the spare key right there. If I'm going for the warmest thing, or if I'm going for the lightest warmth ratio thing. But there are better gear to be found than what I'm wearing now. There is better gear. But by going to the summit, you get the bulk of the best gear available, which sets you up for the rest of the run, making everything much, much easier, which is fantastic. I was going to skip the bear this way. Ow. Didn't mean for that to happen. That's okay though. Nothing that can't be repaired. I just wanted to get rid of those wolves. Happened to the casing. Yeah. Cracks in the snow. This wolf did a 90-degree turn. Okay, so now we're good. There's still stuff to do in Timberwolf Mountain though. Still stuff to do. We need to map the Polaroids, and there's like 10 of those containers, so there's even more loot. There's about 10 containers around that we also need to open. Yeah, map some more, including the 2 Polaroids. There's a bunch of other stuff around too, so there's a lot of stuff to do in Timberwolf Mountain. It's a great place to be in general. I really like this region. It's one of my favorite regions. And Mountainous South is, in my opinion, one of the best game bases in the world, or in the game. This has everything you need. There's like deer, rabbits, and wolves around, as well as moose nearby, bear nearby, fishing hut. Coal isn't too far away if you ever need that. And you can just go to Pleasant Valley if you need anything. Ptarmigans are not far. It's just got everything you need in the area, so it's a great place. But we're gonna go to Ash Canyon, one of my other favorite regions in here. I love Ash Canyon. A lot of people don't like it because of the areas, but as in like the altitude stuff. But I really like it. I love the design of it, and there's a lot of secrets to Ash Canyon. There's a lot of hidden little areas, a lot of passages and pathways that are not intuitive, or that you maybe would never even take if you didn't know they were there. And there's a lot of those. So we're going to spend some time in Ash Canyon. It's going to be our new destination point. So those of you who have watched the whole series so far, we spent a big chunk of time in Desolation Point, where we basically stayed there for about 20 days or something. But now we're not going to do that. We're going to go to Ash Canyon, and we're going to stay there for a long time. We're going to set up a base, and we're going to explore it thoroughly and just hang out in Ash Canyon for a long time, as long as we can be bothered, really. And we're going to set up a base. Angler's Den is the obvious choice. We might have multiple bases though. I'm kind of tempted to have a base in Foreman's Retreat with nice views there. We'll see though. I think I'm going to stay the night in here though, because it's getting late. Although it's not, I'm not that tired actually, come to think of it. I do need water though, but we can just have a little drink here. It doesn't be full. It's good enough. I was going to sleep because it's getting dark, but I don't think it really matters because it's not dark just yet. Still got a few hours of light, or at least a couple hours of light. And when we come out on the other side of this cave, we can more or less just goat across. Well, it's not goating, it's an intended path. Into Climber's Cave and Angler's Den. So we're not really far from one of our bases. And we're going to have to go to Gold Mine, of course, to get the backpack first and then go from there. Okay, well, let's head in here. Here we are. And this is where I'm going to call it as well for this video, I think. This is the cave to Ash Canyon. There we are. Pitch black cave. But this is the cave to Timberwolf for Ash Canyon. So, my fellow survivors, there we are. That was the Stalker video of Timberwolf Mountain. I hope you found it interesting. We got a load of gear. We got sorted out the summit. Did some routes that maybe you didn't know. So I hope you learned something about Timberwolf Mountain in this video, about how the ropes work, what shortcuts there are, where the bunker is, how to go out of bounds if you for some reason wanted to do that, and just general feel for this map. And it's a great map. There's a lot more to it, so we have to come back here and explore it more another time. It's a really good map. One of the older maps of the game too. But Ash Canyon is great. Love the design of Ash Canyon. A lot of secrets, a lot of hidden passageways. There's of course the backpack, a lot of scenic views too. So I do like Ash Canyon. It's great. So I'm going to go there next time. Don't know when that is. I only return to this run whenever I fancy doing something easy or something a bit more relaxing and taking it slow. So I don't know. It might be tomorrow or it might be in another 4 months time. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, it's good to have gone into Timberwolf Mountain, and I'm looking forward to Ash Canyon. So hopefully not too late. I look forward to going to. I really like Ash Canyon. It's a great map, and I look forward to. For those of you who are not that familiar with the region, look forward to showing you what the region has to offer, which is a lot. There's a lot to it. Not so much in terms of loot, I guess, other than the gold mine, but it's more to do with paths and resources, I guess. But yeah, that's Timberwolf Mountain for you. Ash Canyon next time. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time, survivors. Bye bye.